What's going on, comic fam? It's your boy, the Bearded Comic Bro, and I'm back from Connecticut. That's right, I went to Terrificon, and I had a blast. And if you want to see all the stuff that I picked up, you want to check out my comic book haul, then make sure you stick around. Now, I'm going to be upfront with you. If you're watching this and you're like, man, I want to see these bangers, I want to see all these hot keys and everything, I didn't get a lot of those. I got a lot of signatures, I got a lot of books that are important to my collection, and I got some other unique things, and I think I had a lot of fun. But I just want to warn you, like, if you're watching like, oh man, when's this big key gonna drop? It ain't gonna happen. So don't watch it if that's what you're looking for. I mean, you still should watch it. You're already here, so like, stick around and hang out. But if you're like, no, I don't want to now, I get it. But with that being said, I got to show you, as always, I always like to show the toys that I pick up. If you know, you've seen my room before down here. I have a whole wall of action figures on cards that I always hang up. And I like to find obscure ones. So I do a lot of superheroes, but I also find like weird random 90s movies, like Waterworld and Stargate and stuff like that. But gang, I found Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Abraham Lincoln. He's got the wild stallion haircut. You can put the top hat on. He plays the keyboards. Super cool. I think I've opened up a rabbit hole because I want to get all the figures now from the Bill and Ted line. The box is a little warped, but it's unpunched, as you can see there. This is really cool. Also, weird fact, growing up, I was a big Abraham Lincoln nerd as a kid, so like to have now an Abraham Lincoln action figure, which I never had, which is so weird because that they even had these out, and I didn't have it, but I do now. So cool. Another action figure series I've been getting a lot of is the DC Comics superheroes. I believe this is the second run of these. The first one, it was more like Lex Luthor and Riddler and Penguin and some of these, but I had these as a kid. I had the Aquaman, I had the Hawkman. I lost my Aquaman at some point. So when I saw this on card, again, unpunched, I don't even really care about the unpunched, but it's cool. He has a little flipper in the, not flipper, he has a little switch in the back which makes his legs kick like he's swimming. Super cool. He's got a trident, he's got a seahorse. So I love picking up action figures that I had as a kid, and now like getting them on card. This is just really cool to have now in the collection. I'm excited to have Aquaman back home. So to be honest, I usually curate my pile of like, oh, I'm gonna pull these first, and I have no idea what is in the stack and how I have it laid out. So we're just gonna see what happens. We're gonna show you. Gang, if you've been following me online, you've seen that I have this complete set of comic book creator cards, and these are so cool. You've got some awesome ones, you know, some legendary creators, some that are a lot that are still with us, some that have gone already and aren't with us anymore. But what I wanted to start doing is getting their autographs. So Jim Starlin, we got Dan Brenton right there now signed, and I'm taking this book now to cons, trying to get these creators signed. It's a lot of fun. Carl Potts had a really cool one with him in the Oakland A's, and I showed you the Jim and Dan, and there's Todd McFarlane might be my white whale now. Like, I'm not going to get a Spawn book. I'm not going to get a Spider-Man book signed when I see Todd. I'm going to get a shirtless baseball picture of Todd McFarlane signed, because why not, right? And this was a lot of fun. Ron Friend signed something, and having these cards, the creators got a good kick out of seeing these. David Wenzel right here probably had the most fun flipping through all of these and seeing all the creators that they worked with, and it was just funny to see their reactions, because as soon as I said I got some trading cards I want you to sign, they knew I was going to make them sign, but it had been so long since most of them looked at it, because they were all like, man, this is super embarrassing, and this is like 30 years old, but we had a lot of fun with this. So this is now one of my new favorite things to do at cons, and I can't wait to see how many creators I get. Looks like we're going to hit these novels, get them out of the way. I've got Alex Segura's novel, Secret Identity. I've had Alex on the show. We talked about this. I read it. I loved it. I read it digitally, so I wanted to have a copy of this in my collection. I got the paperback. Alex was gracious enough to sign it to me, gave me some Black Ghost trading cards. This is a fantastic novel. If you are a comic book fan, it just deals with the inner workings of, it's a mystery, but it's a mystery that takes place at a comic book publisher. Highly, highly recommend checking out this book if you haven't. Spoiler alert, there might be more books coming. All right, another creator I've had on, this is Sean Kanan's book, Way of the Cobra. He has 2 of these in the series, Way of the Cobra and Welcome to the Kumite. And Sean Kanan, if you don't know, is the bad boy of karate. Had him on talking about both these books on my podcast, so I had to get another copy. Again, I had it digital. I signed it to my friend Bearded. It's just so cool having these conversations with creators digitally, but then when I get to go and meet them in person and talk with them face to face, it just is a lot of fun. And that's what I love about Comic Cons. And honestly, that's what started my channel. Was I would love going to cons, talking to creators face to face. And when COVID happened, that went away. So I just started seeing if I could interview creators online, and now we're here. The last novel I picked up is Jane 2. This is from Sean Patrick Flannery, who is from Boondock Saints. He also was young Indiana Jones in Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. I saw that he had a book, and I love novels. As much as I love reading comic books, I love novels. So I had to get his book. I had it signed. Talked to him for a good amount of time. Sean can't wait to hear what I think about the book, so maybe I'll get a chance to have Sean on the show. Who knows? That'll be a lot of fun if it happens. But now let's get into the comics, because this is the Bearded Comic Bro Show, and this is what most of you are all here for. So now that we're in the comics, this is one that I picked up. This is the Uncanny X-Men, issue 251. Mark Silveretti did the cover. It's classic Wolverine on the X cross. I love this cover. I saw it instantly, and I was like, I've got to have this to my collection. This was from a comic vendor called Variant Inc. Collectibles. Highly recommend checking them out online. Super affordable prices. It seems like they have a good collection of stuff. Just brought a small portion. Like, you're not going to get these like big old Silver Age keys, but you're going to get some cool covers like this and some other key books. So check them out. Another book I got from there is The Adventures of Superman, issue 501. This is the first cover appearance of our boy, Connor Kent, Superboy. You got that leather jacket. Let's go. The glasses. I love it. I love having this back in my collection. I know I had it as a kid. I didn't have it recently, so to pick this up for $2, okay. Gang, there was a vendor, I'm telling you, that was selling books for $1. Everything on the table was $1. I was like, all right, let's see what we got. One of the things on the table was the first trade, volume 1 of Noctera from Scott Snyder, Tony Daniels. A trade, volume 1 for $1. I even asked, like, usually you just shut your mouth and just go with it. You're just like, whatever. But I was like, are you, like, $1? He's like, it's $1. I was like, let's go. You're coming home with me. And then at that table, I picked up a variant cover of the annual from Scarlet Witch, #1, Steve Orlando, who, if you haven't watched my interview I just dropped a couple days ago, I highly recommend. We talked a lot about this series, so I wanted to get this variant. Got it for $1. Got Avengers Jed McKay book for $1. I'm trying to dip my toe into the Marvel comic world a little bit more. Also had this foil of Yara Flora. Like, oh my goodness, I had to get this. And I also had to get this because, let's go. There were a couple more, but I didn't want to hog all the Yara Flora goodness, so I saved them on Friday, but I did go back Saturday, and if they were still there, I was going to get them, but they weren't. So, if you got a Yara Flora for $1 at Terrificon, you are welcome. You can thank me in the comments because I didn't get it, so you could get it. That's what I do. I'm here. I'm a man of the people. You're welcome. Ooh, looks like we're getting into the autograph section a little bit of the haul. Gang, the infamous Batman 50 whenever I get to go to a con and there's a creator there. You've seen this before. We got Greg Capullo, Raphael Albuquerque, Becky Cloonan, Tom King, David Finch, Tony Daniels, Miss Sherrds, Neil Adams, and now the latest signature to the cover, Amanda Connors. I am loving how this is looking. I love the blue that Amanda Connors did. It matches the Batman blue right up there. This is easily becoming my favorite piece of my collection. Every time I go to a con, my wife asks me, is there going to be someone for the Batman book? And if I say yes, she gets excited now. And, like, we love this comic so much. So this is going to be a special piece in our household forever, and I love it. Speaking of Amanda Connors, I stopped at the Amanda and Jimmy Palmiotti's table for a little bit. Amanda and Jimmy both signed. So Jimmy signed the book down here. Amanda signed up here. This is the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey. Book one, there were 3 of these, prestige, oversized, black label books. A lot of fun. Whenever Jimmy and Amanda are doing Harley Quinn, I am there for it. So they also have a new Kickstarter coming up. I think it's currently live right now. Make sure you guys go check that out. And if you've seen the show before, you know I had Phil Hester on a couple months ago. So Phil Hester was at the show. Stopped and talked to Phil for a while. Got him to sign my issue of #1 Family Tree. Great series by Jeff Lemire and Phil Hester. So it's really cool. So when I meet creators that I've had on the show, to get to go talk with them, it's so much fun. That's why I do these cons. Oh, we got a couple more dollar bin goodness. We got some Robin. I'm working on my Robin run. If you know, I'm sneaking because I'm peeking. Robin 18. This is Chuck Dixon and Todd Gromit run. Really like these. This was something I read of my childhood, Tim Drake. These are not expensive books, but I'm slowly trying to fill out that run because everyone's always like, oh, Damian Wayne's the best Robin or Dick Grayson's the best Robin. But I'm like, psh, you know what Robin's the only Robin to have his own series? Tim Drake Robin. Let's go. And it was over 100 issues. Again, another dollar book find. This was Steel issue 0. Louise Simonson wrote this. Louise was also at the con, and I should have gotten her to sign this, but man, oh man, was Walt and Louise's line so freaking long. So I didn't. But I got Steel. I love it. Love this cover. It's so good. Ooh, now we got to some $2 bin finds. Let's just pull both these up. Why not, right? Like, why not? So this is Adventures of Superman issue 500. Boom, boom. We got both covers right there. This is A cover. I think this is B or C cover. There was also this one in the poly bag, so I kind of already have this, but I also had the poly bag in the other one, so whatever. It was $2. I'm going to get it because this is the first appearance of Superboy. It's the first appearance of Steel. It's the first appearance of Cyborg Superman. Not super hard to get, but needed for the collection. All right, check this out. So this is digital pools. If you know, I was at Terrificon last year. I mentioned digital pools. I got the trade and issue 5 of that. This is kind of a prequel to that. Alex and Matt stopped by the booth. I was actually helping out over at Ahoy Comics. They stopped by, dropped off this comic for me to have. I am looking forward to having Matt and Alex on the show talking about digital pools. They have now teamed up with Macroverse, doing a lot of cool stuff online with comics, and I can't wait to have a conversation with them both. So be on the lookout on this channel for that interview here sometime this fall. Also talking about some creators I met. I met 2 of the creators from Forbidden Planet, which is also a Kickstarter coming up. Going to hopefully have both of them on the show as well. I love going to Artist Alley and meeting creators, meeting people who are in the indie game trying to get their book out there, and this was a lot of fun. Terrificon going up and down there. I told you I'm not getting any of these like books that are going to blow you away, but you know I can't go to a con and not look for my Batman books. We're getting so close. I knocked off a handful of Batman books off my Volume 1 run. I'm trying to get every book from issue 200 all the way up to 713. I think I am at every book from 263 to 713, so I have a good portion of these books. I think I have 26 now after Terrificon left from that 200 to 263 range, and I might be 265, who knows. It's somewhere in that, but I have only 26 more books to complete my run of Volume 1. I get it. There are 200 other issues of Batman in that run. I also am not a billionaire, so I'm never going to hit that goal. I have a bunch in the hundreds, which I will try to cherry pick and get some of those as we go. But, man, much lower than 100. Yeah, I don't have that type of money, and I like Mrs. Bearded, and I want her to not divorce me, so I'm not even going to attempt that. So check out, I got Batman 229. I love this cover with this dude just creeping weird in the background. We got Batman and Robin, though, but it's Batman 236. You've got the Wall of the Ghost Bride right here. I love these old school covers. They definitely, in the Batman books, were going with this creepy vibe in that time frame from like 226 to 260. Another creepy Batman cover, 252. A lot of these I actually got from Barry Gary's booth. Had some great deals. Not all of these are great condition, but again, I don't care about the condition. I'm trying to just get this. 224. And then this is my favorite Batman cover that I picked up. This is 206. Batman Walks the Last Mile. This is This the End? Or This is the End. And you've got Batman in handcuffs. I really love, this has been one of my favorite things about collecting, is going back and getting this run. I was talking with my friend Justin Birch, who was asking me what am I going to do now that I'm so close to completing my Batman run. I said, well, the next logical step is to start completing all of Volume 1 of Detective Comics from like 300 on. Again, because I'm not made of money, all right? Only 2 more books left. These are signed books. Gang, we got Super Pro. Joe Jusko was there, who's the cover artist of the first appearance of Super Pro, so I had to get that. And then Mike DiCarlo, who was on inks, I believe, on Super Pro, signed that. And I had this last year, and on the inside cover, Fabian signed it. So this is now a triple signed Super Pro book. I think we need to add some more to this. And then we're going to get this slabbed, and this is going to be a grail for all Super Pro fans, because Super Pro is the best superhero out there. And last but not least, let's end with a Batman adjacent book. That's Gotham City Year 1. Again, I talked about having Phil on the show, but this is one that Phil Hester did the artwork on. Tom King wrote the story. Really fantastic noir series if you haven't checked it out. So I had to have Tom King sign that. Really cool. Again, I've had my stand out here the whole time, and I have not put a single book up there. So I'm putting the last book up there, gang. But that's my haul from Terrificon. It was a lot of fun. Make sure you guys go back and look at past pictures, see what things were going on. If you haven't been, this is a who's who of comic creators, and they have a lot of good comic vendors there. I highly recommend it if you are in the East Coast area. I've been the last 2 years, and it's a freaking 11-hour drive. But we do it because it's a fun con. And if we do it again next year, hopefully we'll see you all there. But that's it for my haul video. I don't think I'm going to another con until maybe December at GalaxyCon here in Columbus. So we're going to be done with the haul videos for a while, which is probably good for my wallet. But with that being said, let me know what your favorite thing that I picked up or got signed or whatever from this haul. And as always, hopefully you can find some time to curl up, grab a book, and nerd out. Peace.